Well, Ali, it's a community in mourning, really. We went to one of the main mosques here in Berlin after Friday prayer and spoke to some of the people who were there. But there is a tension as well. People are on edge about this latest terror attack and what it means for the community. Take a listen to some of what people we spoke to had to say.
We feel scared to enter such crowded places. We are upset. We don't want such things to happen again. Everyone should live freely. We don't harm them, and we expect the same from them. We want to live together brotherly. That is how I think. We don't feel safe when we are in crowded places. We feel scared. We don't even feel safe while walking.
This kind of incident upsets us. We do not differentiate color, language, race. The generation before us contributed efforts in this soil. We want to maintain this. In our belief, race, language, color has no worth. The important thing is being human.
Now, Ali, another thing that people were telling us is that they felt that the political rhetoric in the country has fueled some of the anti-immigrant sentiment. And I actually just want to show you what's happening here. We're by one of the major tourist attractions in Berlin, Brandenburg Gate. In the background there, you might be able to see there's actually a far-right flag and a small far-right gathering right now as we're currently talking. And the people that we were speaking to were saying this is one of the issues, that they really don't think that the German government are dealing with the issue of this far-right terror threat, but also the Islamophobic element to that as well. In fact, a number of people that we spoke to, including the head of the Islamic Council here in Germany, told me that the German government has gone as far as ignoring the Islamophobic issue here in the country. To discuss this a little further, I'm joined by Kurt Vaz from SETA. Thank you very much for joining us. On this issue, I mean, right now, behind us, there's a far-right gathering. We've just seen the terror attack in Hanau. I've been speaking to people, including the head of the Islamic Council here in Germany, and he said the German government are ignoring this issue of the Islamophobic element and the rise of Islamophobia here in the country. What do you think about that? Are the German government ignoring it?
Today we saw yesterday a very disappointing gathering here in Germany, in the capital of Germany, together with all other groups, of course, with the representatives of all political parties and other ethnic groups together here at the Brandenburg Gate. People expressed their sorrow and horror about the happenings, but as you mentioned, the problem and the main component, one of the main components, the hatred against Islamic movements, Islamic minorities, is mainly disregarded. But we have to concentrate on this issue because most people with migration background in Germany who are living in Germany are Muslims. And the main motivation of all these far-right extremists and racists who are tending to terrorism actually are tending with this main motivation, Islamophobic motivation. We have to name this by name. And as you've mentioned rightly, the political circles and the elites in Germany are not tending or are not leaning to name this by its name, hatred against Islam or Islamophobia, but this is the main problem, one of the main problems. Of course, there are also other rising groups, racist groups, who are attacking peoples without Muslim background, but Turks and other Muslim groups, in particular since the migration flow in 2015 and 16, contributed to the increasing of all these racist and anti-Islamic movements.
So if the German politicians, if the German authorities aren't willing to name that right now, they talk about a racist attack, they don't go as far as saying Islamophobic, why is it that they're ignoring this issue? Why aren't they tackling it head on and naming it for what it is?
Unfortunately, the pressure from far-right parties, political parties, who are increasing their more and more since its establishment in 2013, are putting all these mainstream parties under pressure, and unfortunately these mainstream parties are biased you accept their political rhetoric, which is the way of all these problems, and consequently causes the fact that the political elites, the governments in certain federal states in Germany are shy to against all these anti-Islamic movements and statements and all the happenings right now.
Good. Thank you so much for joining us. And as we said, that's some sentiments that were expressed from the Muslim and Turkish community that we spoke to here in Berlin today. A real sense of fear among many about what the future holds here in the country, but really also calls from the community to the German government, to the authorities to tackle this issue in a more head-on way than they have. There is heightened security, of course, in the capital today. We've seen lots of police around. There were police outside the mosque after Friday prayers as well. The German authorities have said they're going to increase the police presence around areas like mosques, but many that we're speaking to here in the Muslim and Turkish communities have told us that they simply don't think that that is going far enough to tackle the issue.